WWDC is coming up, and I've got the latest leaks and rumors for you. I'm Escour. Let's get started. So, let's review some of the new WWDC leaks baked on this article by 9to5Mac and some tweets by developers. So WWDC is on Monday, June 3rd, and very soon after that I'll have a video up about it. So from this article right here, we have some leaked screenshots of iOS 13, which are supposedly actual screenshots from iOS 13, not like concepts or mock-ups. These are actual screenshots. But what they do is they confirm features that will be there. They do not tell us what features won't be there. So let's start with this first screenshot. This screenshot right here is pretty basic. What features can we see here? Possibly a dark mode, because this bottom part right here is darker than normal. Here's normal. Here's this one. So possibly a dark mode, and that's about all. Now, what we don't see here is battery percentage, new wallpaper, redesigned icons, redesigned anything. But that doesn't matter. These are screenshots from employee beta, not in released beta, so there is plenty of time for things to change. It couldn't be not a full version of it. There could be changes that 9to5Mac made to keep people safe. So it is not certain that this means those things won't happen. So also from that, there's a thing by developer Jeremy Rambo, and he says here, you're all freaking out about no new home screen design, no new wallpapers on iOS 13. So basically he's saying that don't freak out about it, and he'll give more info on a podcast tomorrow, so I will listen to that and tell you about what happens in a video if it matters. If it's not, I'll post on my Instagram about it at real_iSkyler. So honestly, from this screenshot, I don't think we really learned anything right here. I think it could possibly be dark mode, but really not necessarily. I mean, the differences are so minute that it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Now, this next screenshot has got an actual meaning to it. We can see there's almost certainly a dark mode here, and it seems to be testing a true black dark mode, which means literally turning off pixels on the OLED to make it pure black. Older phones can't do that, but on 10 series phones they can do a pure black, which is what it appears they're doing. Which also is why I think this right here is not necessarily a dark mode, because it's not as dark as these other things right here. It's just lighter. But dark mode almost certainly confirmed for iOS 13 from this image. These next two images are very heavily related. So right here we've got the screenshot editing thing. And right here we've also got the screenshot editing thing in the screenshot editor. We'll get to that in a second. So what I'm hearing a lot of people say about this is that Apple's bringing back skeuomorphism. And the reason they say that is because down here we see these. And this compared to these, which are the current ones, this, iOS 13 versus iOS 12, they say because they're like more detailed, 3D, it's skeuomorphism. Here's the backstory there. Wikipedia says a skeuomorph is a derivative object that retains non-functional ornamental design cues from structures that were inherent to the original. The classic example of this is the recycling bin on like Windows or Mac or anything. It looks like a trash can. Things like that. Some more examples of this is iOS 6. The Notes app looks like an actual notepad. We've got camera had a camera shutter, things like that. But it didn't really go away in iOS 7. The camera's still a camera. There's still subtleties in the Note app that show it's a notepad. They still take design cues from things. I think that people really get the skeuomorphism confused with the idea of things being flat and not 3D. There's a lot of 3 dimensions here. The app icons have got 3D. When you open up folders, they become 3D. The dock at the bottom is like 3-dimensional. But when we upgrade to iOS 7 and onward, everything was flat. I think people confuse skeuomorphism and flat. The best example of this right here, settings. It's still like almost the exact same cog. It's just the difference between this one's got like 3D, this one doesn't. That's it. Now that brings me back to this whole pencil debacle. So on here, the new one, you can see this pencil. It's just more detailed in 3D than these things. They still take design cues from their objects. They still do the same things. They look the same. It's just three-dimensional. Which I think means that they're not going back to totally 3D, but we could see some more details in icons a little bit in iOS 13. Not going back to what people are calling skeuomorphism from iOS 6, but going a little bit to a more detailed thing instead of the really flat iOS 7 look, giving it a little bit more detail. That's what I think we'll see in iOS 13. And that also comes with this Reminders app. So Reminders, the big thing to take away here is obviously Reminders app, but also the buttons. So if we look on the right, we can see that the plus in the Reminders app has like a circle around it, kind of a set button. But with the plus for like adding an event on the calendar, it doesn't have that. That I think is because this is updated reminders from iOS 13 next to old reminders, old calendar from iOS 12. Old calendar, new reminders. So we're seeing a lot of things, even back here, where these circular icons, we could be seeing circles around little UI icons. That could also be a theme in iOS 13. Now the last thing we're going to look at here is the Find My. So this is an app about Find My iPhone, Find My Friends, and Find Other Devices. Right now it's called Find My, but I really think they'll change the final app name. And it just appears to be an app for all those things together. We were hearing leaks about this, and this is almost certainly confirmed. I also have a list of more confirmed features in this video in the top right hand corner. Now let's look at hardware releases. Earlier today the iPod Touch 7 was released, and that leaves a few possibilities. Mac Pro, so like a Mac desktop, and the Apple keychain tracker for the Find My app, which I still don't like the name of. So we may see either or both of those hardware things and all of those software things on iOS. I'm Askauer. Thanks for watching. Bye. And wait, one more thing. If you watched this far, you deserve to hear my complaint about group FaceTime. This is completely unrelated, but why can every iPhone except for the 6 and 5S do group FaceTime properly with video? Just because I'm cheap and have an iPhone 6 doesn't mean I don't want to see my wonderful friends' faces. That is one thing that I actually am upset about with Apple. I like a lot of other things, but not that. Thanks for watching. Bye.